Hey guys, it's Sheila. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. And today we are going to do a get ready with me. I'm going to update you guys on my daughter's situation, and that's probably going to take up the whole time. I want to talk to you guys about, in that video, I talked about how my daughter has really been struggling this year, and at first she was going to school online. And she was really struggling and she hated it, and she really just wanted to be around people, and she was just over having to be at home. So come January of this year, she made the decision. She was like, I want to go in person. So we take her in person. This year she decided it's a lottery type school where you have to put your name in and get drawn, or your number has to be drawn or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. And so it's a magnet school. And this was her first time. She thought it was going to be more art and less, like, no math, no science, no none of that. And I hate to tell you, baby girl, but you're going to have to deal with all that stuff until even when you're in college, you have to deal with that. Like, just because you're going for one thing doesn't mean you don't have to learn all that other crap that honestly I don't feel like we should. I mean, do I use it? No. But anyways, that's beside the point. I, from the very get-go, was like, I don't like the school. I don't like the communication with the teachers. The teachers never communicated. I never knew if Ava was missing something. I never knew how she was doing. None of that stuff. Unless she told me, hey, I failed this test, or hey, I'm struggling, I had no clue. Because that's just how cold, standoffish, not warm, not welcoming this school is. I kind of felt it even in the open house when I was talking with her homeroom teacher. I was like, she's kind of like, something about her is off. She's not like the teachers I'm used to. And I just kind of shrugged it off as something with COVID, you know? And I'm not saying that all teachers were really cold, but the principal was really cold and standoffish. She was not a very warm and welcoming person. And you did not feel like super comfortable going up to her and talking to her. As a matter of fact, Ava was in counseling, and her therapist was telling me, like, all of these schools have made this year the exception where they are, because, you know, they were doing telehealth stuff, and all of the counseling was on the internet. And so all of the schools of the clients that she had dealt with were allowing students to, instead of being picked up, taken home, then dropped off again, just to allow them to do it in the classroom. Or not in the classroom, but in the school. So they allowed me to do it once. And then and they put her in a public place. So then I told them, I said, excuse me, next time, can we have a room for her to go into? Because this is some stuff that she needs to talk about, and she doesn't need to be out in the open where there's people walking by, because she's not comfortable, and she's not going to be comfortable. So they do it. Someone told me, yeah, we can accommodate that. And then when I go up there, the principal calls me into her office, and she's like, yeah, we can't accommodate this, because if we do it for her, then we have to do it for everyone else. And we just can't do that here at this school. And I was just like, but she needs it. And she's like, yeah, and I'm sure there are other children in here that need it. And I was like, what? So I was just like, well, what do you want me to do? Because my daughter needs it, and I, as her mother, am not going to take her out of counseling, but I also understand that not therapy, but school is also important. So she was like, you know, you can drop her off, take her outside, she can go in your car. Excuse me, what? She can have a therapy session in my car. And then I'm going to be expected to, because I had to stay on school grounds for all of this to happen. By the way, I'm totally, because I'm like in the conversation, I'm just like going to town. I don't ever do this on my eyes. So I started this with, this is my everyday and this is not. So I'm just kind of going with the flow. But I was livid. I was like, so you expect me to come here? I can't leave. I can't leave the premises because it's a doctor appointment that she's in. So not only did I have to go up to this school, let me tell you how this normally works. When schools accommodate for children this year to have therapy sessions, they get called out of class by the front office. They get sent into a room, and I don't have to be there. It's something with the teachers are there. She has the computer. She knows how to sign in to the therapy. She's not 5. She's 11, going on 12. I mean, come on. So anyways, she was like, no, you have to be here. You can't leave here. So what I would have to do was go up there for her therapy session. I would then have to wait outside for her. And then, like I said, when they couldn't accommodate that anymore, she was like, well, one thing you could do is take her and have her in your car, and then you can wait outside the car, and you can do it that way. And so I asked Ava, and she's like, no, I don't want to do it in the car. Like, that's really uncomfortable for me. And I was like, yeah, I thought so too. So she was like adamant about the fact, because I was like, I don't think that's gonna work. So yeah, I told her, I was like, I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think that my daughter's gonna be comfortable, and I'm not really comfortable with the whole aspect of me having to wait outside of my car for her to have a therapy session. And so she's like, well, she really doesn't need to miss school like that, especially since it's every week. And I'm like, well, and she's like, but you are the parent, so, and I'm like, yeah, I am the parent, and this is very important. While I know school is also important, if you aren't going to accommodate our needs, then I'm going to be the parent and make sure that my daughter gets what she's needing as well. She was just very cold, not accommodating. So I have already had a run-in with the principal. So had I not already had this run-in with the principal, I just may have, gone above her when it came to this whole teacher situation that she was dealing with. But since she was so cold and so standoffish and so hooty-tooty, like, I did not like her. I don't know. She just, every time I looked at her, she just kind of had that like hooty-tooty, I'm better than you kind of attitude. She was not a very welcoming, welcome to our school type of principal. She was a, hi, I'm Miss America. I'm very pretty and I am the principal. So don't talk to me. Just look at me and that's it. Like, so anyways, I had the issue with her teacher. And because I had already had this experience, this was another reason why I was really pissed. I also had already contacted the teacher before telling him that she was having issues, and he said, I would love to do a conference with you. And I said, absolutely, I will come in anytime. Name the date, name the time, let me know. And he never got back with me. So I'm not going to go chasing someone. I mean, maybe you guys should look at that and be like, but that's your daughter's like well-being. But at that point, she wasn't struggling as much as she was. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to let it slide. However, this last time when I write this email and he, as an adult, it was an adult to adult conversation, not an adult to child conversation. And then he goes, there's a really pretty husky outside right now. I wonder if it's not a stray, but I wonder if it like ran away from home. Because I don't see anyone. Sorry, I get distracted really quickly and really easily. He went to my daughter and said, would you like to, and I don't know if he was being sarcastic because I don't know how he came to her. I know that in the email, I was very firm. I let it be known that I was very upset with the fact that my daughter was raising her hand in every single day pretty much in his class, and she would tell him she didn't understand. And I also told him that she's probably No, I know that she's embarrassed and she doesn't want to bother you and she feels like she's bothering you. So she doesn't let you know that when you explain it to her, she still doesn't understand what is going on. So she's completely lost. And at that point, she hadn't really failed anything and her grades were good. But it was getting deeper into the school year and, you know, Georgia Milestones, which is a really big test, and it can determine, like, if you fail this test, that test alone can hold you back because it's kind of a review of what you learned. So they look at it as, okay, well, if you failed this test and you go below these certain scores that we expect you to get on these tests, that tells us that you didn't learn what you should have learned in 5th grade. So we're going to either send you to summer school. If you still don't do good in summer school, I think you might get another chance to take the test before going to summer school. But basically, you either have to take it again, go to summer school. If you still don't perform the way that they want you to, then you get held back. And my daughter is like, I am not, because she already started late. So she's already the oldest in her class as is because of the way that her birthday fell. She's like, I don't want to start to be held back again. And so she was really stressing out about this test. And I kept telling her, like, you know, with the year that it is and this and that. By the way, this is a sample. This is the Chanel Latent. I don't know, whatever. I have no idea. I've never tried this before. I just saw it in my drawer and was like, let me go ahead and use it because I haven't self-tanned in a minute. So the foundation I was using it's going to be way too dark. So anyways, I don't even know where I was. All I know is that my daughter was struggling and there was only 26 days left in the school year. And I contacted the county that we're zoned for, the school that we're zoned for, which she went to for several years. And then she wanted to try out this magnet school because it was art infused. She's very good at art. She was thinking it was going to be more artsy than what it was. And she ended up really, again, we would have totally stayed and just packed up and just said we're going to middle school next year, not this school, and just stayed throughout. But the fact that he went to her after I sent that email, and I also told him, let me know if there's anything that I can do as a parent. What can we do at home so she's not lost? Because she is really anxious about this, and she's really upset about the fact, she's really frustrated about the fact that she's not understanding what she's learning. The biggest things that she was struggling with was division and also, what was it? Division and fractions, which y'all, what the hell? What? This is so weird. It's like I blended it in and it turned another color, and then I go like this and then it turns another color. Oh, that's weird. Anyways, don't ask me about fractions because I don't have a clue. Fractions and geometry, that was something she was kind of learning too. Like she was starting to get a little bit into geometry, just literally. And division too, y'all. Like I can kind of try to go back, but I've been using a calculator for so long. I tried. And when I went to unenroll her from the school, they were like, you are not, like, I strongly urge you to think about this. You can talk to the principal. I said, I've already had a run-in with the principal, and I don't think that she, like, I don't, they were like, do you want to talk to the principal? I said, no, I've already had a run-in with the principal. I don't think she's going to do anything. I don't care to talk to her right now. No, because this shouldn't even have happened. Second, I said, and then she was like, well, do you want to talk to the teacher? I said, I've already talked to the teacher. And instead of him coming to talk to me, he talked to my daughter. So no, I don't want to talk to the teacher. I am unenrolling her right now. Like, I wasn't rude to the girl because it's not her fault, but I was very firm. So anyways, yeah, she is now at this school. And when I tell you guys this, you're going to be like, what? But listen. She came home on Friday. Okay, first of all, let me tell you this. we'd go there on Friday. Now, she's already been to this school. I just kind of forgot that they're like this. But I remember at this school, she had a lot of connections with teachers. The teachers at that school are phenomenal. Phenomenal, phenomenal. So let me go back. I forgot about this. On Thursday, after I talked to the new school that was her old school, they said her teacher should be giving you a call. So literally, as soon as I got Ava and got back in the car, someone was calling me, and I thought it was the school to say like I left something or that Ava left something, and it was Ava's new teacher. And do you know what she told me? Do you know what she said to me? This is my cell phone number, so if you ever need anything, let me know. Call me on this number. She's like, I send out weekly emails. We send papers every week. If you already know, and because I've been there, you already know that if she fails something, you're going to know about it, this and that. Already, I barely even left this school, and already you are showing me more respect than all of those teachers in that class or in that school have shown me and my daughter for the whole, how long has she been going now? Since August? In one phone conversation. And I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? This is amazing. And so Friday morning we go and I drop her off, and the principal is like, hey Ava, we're so happy to see you. We're so glad you're back. We missed you. The front office was like, oh my gosh, Ava, we're so glad. Like the gym teacher, every teacher that she knew, again, so warm, so welcoming, so kind. And I filled out some paperwork, and I was just like, thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this. I'm like, I understand. I would not have done this if it was another circumstance, but it did not sit well with me. It just did not sit well with me. And not only was it stressing my daughter out and making her, when she went to class, feel like she wasn't good enough. She was experiencing a lot of feelings that no child should have to feel when they're going to school. And so, let me tell you, my baby, when she came home on Friday, I had a talk with the bus driver. She told me when she's going to be there, because Ava wanted to ride the bus. I told her, I was like, I'll take you. Like, I'm used to taking you to school now. But she wanted to ride the bus. So she's riding the bus, and I had a talk with the bus driver. She was like, she'll be, I'll be here at this time to pick her up every day, usually around that time, and blah, blah, blah. And, I'll be here around this time to drop her off. This is where the bus stop is. My baby told me, she said, so I know how to divide now. And I was like, wait, what? She said, yeah, my teacher, I went to math class, and she asked me what I was struggling with, and I told her that it was division the most, and she already taught me how to divide. Can we just take another minute of silence? Like, this is the power of a good teacher in our children's lives. If you feel something is not right in your gut, like I'm telling you, I should have done this probably the first run-in that I had where they weren't going to accommodate Ava for her counseling, and they did this bullshit. She has to go sit in the car. Like, no, that is not how you accommodate a student and make them feel welcome. It's just not. And maybe they have, like, I don't know, like, yeah, schools don't usually do that, but also schools aren't usually having to wear face masks and having to, this has been a very special, different kind of year. And every single school has been able to accommodate except for them. Why? Because the principal didn't want to accommodate, because it probably was just too much of an inconvenience for her. Y'all, I don't even know. I should have took her out right then and there. I was just like, because she was all like, Well, I mean, it's your decision as a parent, but still as the principal, I just strongly recommend that you not, have her do, I was like, well, I will just schedule her appointments for the earliest, which I think is 9. I will not be bringing her until after her appointment, which will be around 10 or 11, and that'll be once a week. And she was like, well, I just strongly urge you to not do that because of the fact that she needs to be in school. And then I'm like, then freaking make the accommodation, because I sure as hell am not going to bring her to school at 8 o'clock just to have to come here to sign her out at 8:30 and then take her back for her appointment. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Tell me what sense that makes. It makes none. None. I don't know. I should have trusted my gut, because something was telling me there's something not right with this. But anyways, I don't have to worry about it anymore. My baby's back. She's happy. She's not feeling defeated. She's no longer scared that she's not going to pass the 5th grade. And you know what's really shitty about all of this? Sorry that I'm cussing, but I get, mama mode. And I do. I have quite the potty mouth. But do you know what really irritates me about this whole situation is the fact that the Georgia milestones is not important to them this year. As a matter of fact, my son, who is doing Learn from Home, he has a choice of whether he wants to take it or not. So they're not even forcing him. They're not forcing students, Learn from Home students, to take this test. Again, I got my baby out of that school because I want her to go into middle school confident, not saying, I don't know how to divide. Me and my son, we tried to teach her as well as we could, and she just wasn't getting it. I don't know what this, what should I do for this teacher? What should I do for the teachers? Because I need to do something for this new school, because they just made her feel so welcome. The teacher her math teacher was her math teacher last year, and I was really happy with that because she did really good in math. She never had an issue, and that was the thing too. It was like, are they learning on like a higher level or something? Because Ava doesn't struggle like this. She's very smart. As a matter of fact, she's so smart that they were like, we're gonna test her for gifted classes if you want her to be tested. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, my son's in all the gifted classes and like pretty much everything. So we'll go ahead and see if she is too. And, she ended up not scoring like high enough on the test to get into gifted, but she's very smart is my point. She's very smart, and she struggled, and it's the teachers at that school. And again, I don't know what the complaints are of the people who don't like that school. I'm like, there ain't no one home. Why is this thing going off? So I don't know what their complaints are, but I sure as hell know what mine are. And I'm probably willing to guess that, just taking a guess, it's probably along the lines of what I had an issue with as well. Like, you just don't treat people like that. You don't treat kids like that. If you're going to be like that, yo, I'm so angry. I'm so angry how they treated my daughter. Again, my baby is out. I made the right decision. I know there's only like, I think now they have like 25 days left of school, but I am 100% confident in my decision. I'm so glad that's the decision that I made. Really? And I gotta do it again. I'll be right back. Let me go finish having my sneezing fit. I mean, really? Where's my foundation brush? Oh my gosh. Look at this. I'll be back, you guys. I'll be back. Okay, so if this ever happens to you, let it dry. Do not touch it. Like, seriously, I know that's the hardest part. Do not touch it, because all you're gonna do is smear. You need to let it completely, why is my under eye so dang creased? You need to let it completely dry and just take a spoolie. And this is not like the best place. Usually you get it up here, so usually this isn't so bad. Taking this brush to your under eye, you want to be very careful because obviously your under eye is something you don't want to be super rough with, but it's not going to disturb the makeup so much doing it this way. And so, I don't know if you can see, but it literally just flakes off. If you want, you can try to take a Q-tip, but that's going to take the makeup off more than the brush will. So I may just need to go in with some more foundation, concealer. But yeah, if that ever happens to you, just wait for it to dry and it'll literally flake off. Sometimes you can even just do it with your fingernail and just kind of go like so, and voila. So that will do it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys are having an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.